Deepak Kesarkar of, in fact, the Shinde Sena is joining us on this broadcast. Mr. Kesarkar, good morning. What do you think will play out in the floor test today? Does your side, combined with the BJP, have comfortable majority?
Yeah, of course, we have a comfortable majority. And yesterday you must have realized during the election of the Speaker of the House, it was clearly shown that we have a complete majority. And I think whatever being told, I just heard you saying that this government will fall. How the government will fall when the number is so big? And then people are optimistic. Power is a great leader. He will have to keep his party intact. So these kind of statements are to be made to keep the morale of the party workers high. And that must be the only intention.
Mr. Kesarkar, are you aiming for a reconciliation, for a patch-up, and for the Shiv Sena to come together again? Are you for that?
Madam, we may feel it, but, it is for the higher authorities to decide because, this is not dependent on me. This is not like, we have gone away from them, but they will have to show, a larger heart. He's head of the family. So that he will have to decide. And the further negotiations, whatever he wants to have, because we are now in Sena and BJP alliance. And the government is also Sena and Indian alliance. Sena and BJP together. So both of the parties will have to speak and take a decision because it is for Mr. Shinde and Mr. Fadnavis and then top authorities like Modi Sahib and Amit Ji and Nadda Ji, all of them to take a call. I don't think they share very good relations. Politics is like this, that anything could happen any time. So I have a small person like me should not make any comment on this.
Sir, if the MLAs who are backing Uddhav Thackeray right now choose to defy the Chief Whip's order, Mr. Gogavale's order, on today's trust vote, are you going to be pushing for their disqualification completely?
Madam, voting is one thing and disqualification is another thing. There is a procedure for disqualification. His notice to be given. He should be given a chance of hearing. And then you will have to approach the authority, that is chairperson of Vidhan Sabha Assembly, Legislative Assembly, and he also gives the time, and then the action is taken. I think this should not become to this extent. We really feel that we have the majority. Whether the action is to be taken or not, it is for the party chief to decide. So our Legislative Assembly leader is Eknath Shinde, and he will have to take appropriate decision.
Mr. Kesarkar, you, Mr. Eknath Shinde, have won the numbers game very clearly. Today, that will be sealed or established more or less. Mr. Eknath Shinde is also the Chief Minister. But right now, there's a larger focus. There's still a fight that's playing out over who's the real Shiv Sena. But amid that, could there be repercussions in the upcoming BMC polls for your side, for Uddhav Thackre's side, for the BJP as well? Because the vote bank very clearly votes on some specific issues, the Hindutva vote bank, for example. Do you think that will be split? And will that be a base for reconciliation, for a patch-up?
Madam, as I told you earlier, these things are to be considered and a patch-up is to be done because that is my own personal view. But whether it would happen or not, I cannot say because people were dissatisfied with the kind of treatment the partners in this Maha Vikas Aghadi were giving them. That was one cause. And they are natural allies. That is another point. So considering both, I think they should take an appropriate decision. And it is for them because it is for the leaders to decide what is to be done. And if it happens, then with the parties with the same ideology could come together. That is also possible. But it is for the highest authorities to decide. So let me not comment on that.
All right. Mr. Deepak Kesarkar, thank you very much for taking the time out and joining us here in India today. All the very best, sir, to you and your side for the floor test today.